Hi everyone, welcome to Bonnie Carol Lee Makes Cards. Today's card features Simon Says Stamps, March Card Kit, and the beautiful stamp set, Stronger Together. This one-layered card was easily masked for ink blending. If you like inked backgrounds and you are not familiar with Tailored Expressions' new series of stencils, it is definitely something to check out. For this card, I used the masking ovals. The set came with 2 panels with 2 different sizes of oval cutouts and the oval cutouts themselves. The panels have 2 sets of etched lines, one that match an A2 size card and the other 1/8 inch smaller to leave a border. I lined up Bristol Smooth cardstock with the etched lines. I sprayed the oval stencil with Pixie Spray adhesive. I lined up the oval stencil with the opening in the panel. My oval is now perfectly centered, and I'm ready to begin my ink blended background. As an aside, if you are not familiar with Pixie Spray, it is a light tack repositionable adhesive for stencils and does not damage the paper. For my background, I'm using Distress Oxide inks, Picked Raspberry, Seedless Preserves, and Hickory Smoke. I apply several layers of ink using a blending tool. With each layer, I overlap the colors until I have achieved a nice smooth blend. The fun part is removing the stencil and seeing that crisp, perfectly centered oval. I pop the panel in my MISTI and coat it with anti-static powder. I'm going to stamp both the image and the sentiment at once with Versamark ink. Both images are embossed with gold. I removed the floral image from my MISTI so that I could stamp the sentiment a second time. The second coating of embossing gives the sentiment a nice puffy dimensional appearance. The coloring of the image is very simple. I used dark pink for the petals of the flowers and a combination of black and green-gray for the leaves. I started with black at the base of each leaf. I softened it by using my water brush to pull the color upward. I then applied a little bit of the gray-green. The dark leaves have a very dramatic appearance with their gold outlines and complement the hickory smoke used in the background. In a few moments, you'll see me use something new that I got called a Creative Detailer. This battery-operated tool has a rubbery nib that acts like a buffing machine. I had a little bit of paint that escaped the embossed lines. This tool just buffed away the paint and there were no abrasion marks left on the paper. Magic. This tool is now on my top 10 list of favorites. Each petal was colored individually using Zig Dark Pink. The color was placed at the base of the petal and followed the lines where petals overlapped. I used a water brush to pull the color out to create highlight areas. I had 2 flower petals that crossed over into the blended background. I tried removing some of the color by wetting the area and lifting it up with paper towel several times. But I forged ahead and painted the petals anyways. And of course they came out too dark. I ended up using white gouache to help lighten that area. Gouache is a watercolor paint, but it is very opaque. I watered down the gouache and applied it just to the top of the petal and blended it into the pink using my water brush. The repair was reasonable, and I have learned that sometimes you leave well enough alone. I didn't want the paper pilling by too much water. After the panel was adhered to a card base, a number of gold foil pearls by Studio Katja were placed around the floral image to accentuate it. The pearls were attached with Nuvo Smooth Precision Glue. That wraps up today's card featuring Simon Says Stamps, March Card Kit, and the beautiful stamp set, Stronger Together. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video.